What's going on, guys? This is a brand new video that I'm decided to make. Not too many people realize that I am a huge wrestling fan, and it shows because I have a collection of wrestling belts. I have possibly close to 20 or over 20 wrestling belts. Some of them that have a really good history and there's one I'm going to save towards the end, which is my crown jewel out of all of them. That is no reference to WWE's crown jewel. WWE should never have done the deal with Saudi Arabia. So let's get started, shall we? The first belt I'm going to show y'all, it's a heavy one, is my IWGP version 3, or known as the Brock Lesnar Heavyweight Championship belt. I bought this off of eBay, had it specially ordered. Got the tip on there. Got 4 snaps instead of 5. And then you got a whole bunch of snaps there. It is, like I said, it's a heavier belt, but it's one of those championships that I say it looks good on smaller people, especially myself, because it ends right at my shoulder. It is very heavy, though. I mean, leather texture, pretty good. My only issue is right here, the little piece of brass came out or pierced the leather. So anytime I go and put that end on my shoulder, I just feel a little piece of brass. But other than that, is a really comfortable belt and is a really nice championship belt. Let me try to get it zoomed in for the detailing that's on it. Of course, you got the grommets along with the leather. Right on the plates to protect them during shipment. And let's get that tip again. So this is belt number 1. It's one of my, I had bought this used. I prefer this one over the original one. Some people might call blasphemy, but it's lighter belt. I do not like the spacing that they did here. I would rather. It is a good belt. It's nice and comfy. And again, like I said, the leather detail is another one. And this one has a 2x6 with the very noticeable just bolted in tip. And you might notice that this might have some dings on it and scratches. If you can get a good detailed look, like right there around the globe area, you'll notice a couple of scratches. But this one has the WWF Champion logo plate on it, which was not on the original. Fandu do make this championship where you can have it all gold or dual plated along with a black strap or a white strap. I prefer Pakistan championships. And again, like I said, very comfortable belt. And you notice that this is very small. I am 185 pounds. And I'm 5'10", or 5'11", excuse me. And this belt is just small on me. And like I said again, the leather is there. This one has got a noticeable foam padding on the belt. So if you put it on your shoulder, it sits comfortably, and I can take my hand off and it will stay there. Or if you put it around your waist, it is more comfortable. One of my oldest Pakistan belts that I had made a couple years ago is the Lucha Underground World Heavyweight Championship. And as you probably notice right here in these 2 areas here have missing gemstones. They got broken off during the move. But this title here, I bought it for one reason, and that is I am a huge Pentagon Junior or Pentagon Dark fan. Again, they did the space between the snaps and the plate. I prefer not that happen. And this one again has the memory foam padding, which you see that huge lump. But again, over the shoulder, it's one of it fits comfortably in the sun, and the light really picks up on it quite well. And the leather is good job. Now, from my oldest to another one of my newest, which is my Undisputed version 3 custom design championship. One of the things that you'll notice immediately, no WWE logos in sight, and the wording has been changed a little bit. This has got the NWA logos in its place versus the WWE logos. And on the WWE replica, this shade of gold that's on like the artwork is also in the background. I prefer the double tone gold because that was the version that you would see on television. And like I said, National Wrestling Alliance, World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, not World Wrestling Entertainment Champion. This is as close to the Undisputed as you get. And this is a big belt. My shoulder ends right here on this championship. And this was inspired by a belt you will see later that I had done. The leather, perfect. And as you see, no massive space between the plates. It matches up there. And they added a few extra straps or snaps in the female end as well. That's another one of my favorites. My oldest belt that I have here is the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Probably the best looking title they have right now, 24/7. 24/7 championship sucks. And this is the commemorative. So versus with the other belts that have the metal plates, this has the plastic plates on it. And this has got the fake leather. Because I've had this thing for quite a few years, I have worked the leather in and over the shoulder. It fits comfortably, even though I can't let it go. I will actually be giving this belt away to a friend of mine where he and his buddy still play wrestles. I don't play wrestle anymore. I just collect and let the wrestling be to the professionals. But this belt I bought for like a little bit over $100, and it is by far one of WWE's best championships that they ever had. I still love the championship, but it's going to be going away. And it's also got the bolts exposed on the back with the WWE WWEshop.com there on the back. Finally, we brought up the Intercontinental Championship because now we got the oval block logo. World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Championship. This belt was one of my favorites. Again, I do not like that space between the logo plate and the space between that plate there. My only problem with this belt was when I got it, it was really beat up, and it was another Pakistan made, and it was specially ordered. As you probably noticed, there's no gems on it. And as you probably see right here, right by my finger, let me get it zoomed in. There is a hole right there in the plate. And then the part where it got beat up a lot is the fact you can see the memory foam padding on the back with everything basically exposed. So if you forgive this belt for being beat up, it is still my favorite Intercontinental title. I love the WWE Oval IC because it was the title I saw first when I started watching wrestling. So the World Wrestling Federation should have kept this title in the fold, but at the same time, I can see why they kept to tradition. And the leather work is absolutely fantastic. Now, the World Wrestling or the NWA custom version 1 of my Undisputed Championship. Couple differences here. One, it has the 2x5 snaps. It is significantly smaller, and I did the job there of my name being on the plate. Now, as you can tell, this is quite small compared to my version 2, which if I put them side by side, you basically can see the size difference. So basically, I ordered this belt a year ago, fell in love with it, still is one of my favorites, and I said I wanted the bigger version of this, so I had somebody else make me the version 2 version. Another difference that you'll see on this belt compared to this one is the fact that the name plate here is dark lettering versus this is like very clear lettering. I don't know if I'm going to color that in just yet. Now, the NWA Domed Globe title, obviously very made famous by Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, and quite others. This has got one of my favorites, the 2x5, but there's very little spacing. Leather job, phenomenal. It does have the memory foam padding on the back over the shoulder. It fits comfortably, but it is a heavier belt. And it's one of my personal favorites that I've ever personally owned. It almost looks a little bit road worn because of, I don't know how well that light's going to show, but it is not very glossy. It's just, it looks like it's been tossed around quite a bit. Okay. Now from my favorite championships to possibly my least, and it's one of my customs that I had done. On a purple strap, even though it shows up blue. It shows up blue, but it's actually purple, and this is the dual plated. I ordered this belt when I first started collecting. It was my design, but I am not happy with the way this came out. It does show up blue, but it's actually purple. This belt here, I loved the dual plating effect, and I loved the purple strap, but at the end of the day, it was not one of my finer belts. I don't know how it's going to turn out. It looks blue, but it's actually purple. Again, you got the space there. Memory foam padding. The leather quite well. And this is more accurate than the WWE's deal, where the plate or the bars are attached to the plate itself. So, of course, the bar sticks out of the plate. When you bend the leather, you see how the bars stick out. That is true to the original design. Sorry, WWE, but you messed that up. Now to my personal favorite Winged Eagle, which is the classic. Black leather. Again, the bar sticks out. This one's full gold. And this one's seen quite a bit too because it's beat up. This is probably one of my first Pakistan belts I bought. Let's sit it over the shoulder. It's still comfy, still comfortable to this day, and possibly the go-to for most wrestling fans that are diehard collectors. And, of course, see, there you go. That's still part of the original backing. And, of course, the parts that hold the snap buttons in have dissipated as well. Now to a belt that probably nobody has heard unless you watch Defiant Wrestling or started watching WCPW, is the WCPW Hardcore title. And this one has got a funny story to it. Now, when WCPW changed the name from WCPW What Culture Professional Wrestling to Defiant, they had all their belts replaced except for this one. This one here, since it's a hardcore title, and it's meant to be beat up, they took a power sander and sanded off all the logos on the belt, which I thought was absolutely hysterical. But if you look at it, this WWE is what you should have put out, not the damn 24/7 championship. You could have just changed the name from Hardcore to Extreme Rules Championship and let the belt only be contested under Extreme Rules, but I digress. Again, nice leather job. Over the shoulder is one of the more comfier belts because it does not have the leather padding on it. Now to a belt that to many people has a lot of prestige, and they really love this title because it pushed WCW and WWE in the late 90s, and it was held by one of my favorite wrestlers, Mike Awesome, Rob Van Dam, Sabu, Sandman, Terry Funk, Shane Douglas. The list goes on and on. I am, of course, talking about the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. This is another one of my newer belts that I got in. And this is true to the 98 or 99 design because you have that little plate right there. You have that ECW plate on it. I've thought about getting one of the original designs, but I figured get the one that's got the most recognition to it. In WWE, you screwed up by bringing ECW back because you made a promise to everybody. By bringing back ECW, we expected the old ECW, and y'all couldn't live up to it. Again, you got the 8 snaps going this way. No space because that plate there takes up the space. Over the shoulder, it's very comfy and very small, which I don't care for, but at the same time, the belt was small when you first saw it. And again, the leather job is absolutely superb. Now to another belt that has a lot of history, Big Van Vader. This belt should bring up any names, but it is the PWF belt that it says, but it's the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship. This belt is a heavy beast. Commemorating the first champion on that plate. Nice tip. I love the look of this title. It is a long strap. As you can possibly see, I can't fit that around the waist. But if I throw it over the shoulder, it fits comfortably. It's one of my personal favorite designs. And it's got that foam padding, so of course it's staying right on my shoulder. The light catches it very well. And if y'all ever want to know where I get these, look at eBay. Check eBay. You will see these titles up for grabs if you just want to buy one. Now we're down to my last one. And this one holds a special place in my heart. I was so sad when they got rid of this championship, and I got a real deal here. Not like a J-Mar made, but a real Pakistan championship that is made on zinc. The rest of these belts are brass. This is zinc, 24 karat gold plating, and by far it's one of the go-to belts for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my real deal Big Gold with my name on the bottom. This belt here lives up to the name. It is a heavy belt, But if you notice, whenever I flip it, all the plates have a curve. All the plates are curved. And the reason leather's bent is because unlike these who sit in the closet, this one sits beside my bed. It is a heavier belt, and this leather job is absolutely ridiculously great. Throw it over the shoulder. It feels like it's at home. And of course, look at the detail. Look at all that detail that sits on this one championship. And again, here's the curve that's on the belt. If I go to the side plate here, let me get a good hold of that side plate. You'll see the curve in the side plate. So it's made to be held, it's made to be tossed around. Anyway, guys, that has been it for my collection. I have totally lost count of how many I have. But at the end of the day, if you're a wrestling fan and you want to check out this collection again in the future, I will more than likely come back and do another collection for you. But until then, see you later.